Hey everyone, Todd Ep here and welcome to today's video of Ask Todd. I have a great question that came from ASIO today, and what the question was is how do you get past that fear of losing money? And this is something I see it come across it very often when I'm running all my live events and speaking to so many investors. They have this intense fear about losing money, and because they have this intense fear about losing money, they wind up doing absolutely nothing. And so they know they want to start investing, they know they want to start creating a different level of results in their financial life, but out of this fear of losing money and out of this fear of holding on so tightly, they wind up doing nothing, and they ultimately wind up finding that their life, their financial life, just tends to go nowhere. So do you know what? How do you get past this fear of losing money to begin building a property investment portfolio, which is what we're here to talk about today? First things first, can you lose money in property investing or any type of investing? What do you think the answer is? Of course the answer is yes. There is risk in every type of investing, and anyone that says they're not is just an absolute turkey, right? It's probably there to rip you off. Of course there's some risk in investing, right? And you have to protect yourself against that risk. But you know what? What there is also a huge risk in doing is in doing absolutely nothing whatsoever. So when you're just sitting there and just holding on to your money, and maybe you're saving money and saving money and saving money, that's great, but you cannot save your way to wealth and you cannot save your way to financial freedom. So there is absolutely huge risk in actually just sitting there and doing nothing, right? So what you've got to start doing is starting retracing, what's going on? Where did this belief come from about this fear of losing money? Now, is it actually your belief? Did you have some experiences in the past where you lost money in the past? Maybe you made an investment decision which really wasn't the right decision. And if you had a little bit more education, you wouldn't have made it. Maybe you were taken for a ride by someone. Maybe you took some advice from someone who really had no idea what they were doing whatsoever. Or do you know what? Maybe this belief system around you, this fear of losing money, actually had nothing to do with you at all. Maybe it was someone that you experienced someone else lost some money in the past. Or maybe for you growing up, money wasn't something which was around, like it was a really rare commodity. And so as you started to make money, all you wanted to do was hold on to it because you were so afraid that it wasn't going to be there. So I always find that starting and actually retracing your steps, retracing your life. Where did you get this belief system? Where did this fear actually come from about losing money? Is it your belief system? Or did you actually create it from your own experiences? Okay, if you did, understand, where did that experience come from? Did that experience of losing money come from something which is completely out of your control and there was nothing you could do about it? Okay, great. So, what does that mean to you now? Does it mean that that's always going to be happening to you moving forward? Or was that just one time that it actually occurred? Was it did you make a mistake because you really actually didn't know what you were doing and you're kind of going into the market and really just gambling and hoping that it was going to work out? And so you've got to ask yourself, was that a really strategic, educated decision that I made in the past about putting my money here or investing my money in this place and I wound up losing it? Or did you witness someone else losing it and did they really not know what they were doing? So you've really got to focus on, let's retrace. Where did you come up with this belief system that money was hard to come by, or that, I'm just so afraid of losing money, so I've just got to hold on to it as tightly as I possibly can? I find that it is a really great place to be starting with. You also want to get very clear on yourself, okay? What would happen if you did nothing? All right. Now, every single one of us has a strategy when it comes to our finances. Every single one of us. Now, I didn't say it was necessarily a good strategy or something that you chose to yourself, but in your financial life right now, you are following a certain strategy. So if you are deathly afraid of losing money, then more than likely your strategy has to do, I'll just save all my money and I'll keep it there and I'll lock it away and I'm going to do nothing with it because I don't want to lose it, right? So maybe that is your strategy right now. So you've got to ask yourself some tough questions. You've got to ask yourself, okay, this strategy that I'm following in my financial life right now, where is it going to take me into the future? In 5 years' time, if I'm still following this particular strategy that I'm following, then where is it going to take me into the future? And more than likely, it's going to take you in the exact same place you are in right now. And so you've got to ask yourself the question, Are you okay with that? Are you okay in the future being on the exact same pathway that you're on right now? Now, I dare say the answer is absolutely not. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be thinking about investing. You wouldn't even think of being watching a video like this. You wouldn't be thinking about actually creating some different level of financial results. The only reason that you're thinking about it is that you want to create some different choices in your life. And if you want to create some different choices, then you've got to start by doing something different. You've got to get a brand new strategy, because this is very important, is that your current bank balance is determined by your current strategy. If you want a different level of bank balance, then you've got to get a brand new strategy in life. Very, very important. So I find it's very critical to actually wait. Okay, well, if I kept going down my current path, am I going to be happy with the results I'm going to be creating? More than likely, I know the answer already. It is absolutely not. So let's move on to the next point. How do you take away fear? And the very simple answer is knowledge and education. That's how you take away fear. You've got to start getting educated around investing and educated around money and educated around the risks and educated around actually, well, how do you go about building wealth? It is a critical element. And I get it, right? We're never taught anything about money. We're never taught anything about wealth. We're never taught anything about creating financial freedom as absolutely possible for us. And because we're never taught that, it's considered to be quite weird. You know, most people I talk to, they've never met someone who's financially free through property or investing or anything like that. Most people meet tend to be in the same financial struggle that you might be in right now. And that is what is considered normal. And so thinking about this thing called financial freedom and actually creating the life that you want to live unlimited by income, that is an abnormal thing to most people. And when it's weird and when it's out of our comfort zone, that's when we tend to create a lot of fear around it. So what you want to start doing is that you want to start moving towards, well, do you know what? Financial freedom and the idea and the thought of financial freedom is actually something that is normal to me in my life. And that getting educated around money and educated around investing is actually something that is normal to me. So it's no longer this weird, outrageous concept, but it is actually a part of my life. And that's when you want to start building your knowledge and your understanding around investing and understanding around finance and understanding around financial freedom. Because what takes away fear is knowledge. So you want to start moving down that path of getting educated around your financial freedom, getting educated around money, getting educated around investing. But then you want to start taking another step. You have to start taking some action, because getting educated and getting knowledge, great, it takes away a bit of fear. But then you've got to actually start creating the experience. You've got to get into your body at a different level and start creating some experiences of having some small wins, because gaining momentum in the marketplace is very, very important. Now, I'm not saying that you want to go out and instantly buy your first property straight off the bat. You know, everyone's journey in wealth creation and property investing is different, and there's no right or wrong answer. You've got to do what is right for you in your life. You know, I have some people that are ready to jump into the marketplace instantly, like straight away. Within 3 to 4 weeks of starting to work with me, they're in their first property deal, or they're creating massive changes in their financial life because they are ready, and maybe they're more tolerant to risk or whatever it is, right? Other people, for them, it's just a very kind of slow, steady, wins the race type of game, where they come on board, you know, they start getting educated, they start taking some small steps in their personal finances, they're setting up their buffers, they're learning how to protect themselves, and it might take them 6, 9, 12 months before they're ready to do their first deal. And that's okay. There's no problem with that whatsoever. You've got to invest based on who you are and who you are as a person and what feels safe and comfortable to you. So we've got to start making this financial freedom, this movement, this journey towards financial freedom, a habit for you in your life. And that's when you want to start creating, getting educated, but start creating some small wins. Start getting on board and taking control of your finances. Have what I call a money night. You know, start setting up your buffers. Start investing small amounts of money and understanding it. You know, get around other people that are already investing. So all of a sudden, investing is a part of your sphere of what is absolutely normal in your life. And as you get around these other people, as you start getting along your journey of education around it, property investing, around wealth creation, all of a sudden the fear starts to dissipate because it becomes normal for you in your life. And that is a very, very critical element. So it's not this magical one thing which is going to change all of a sudden, where you're going to get rid of your fear of losing money or anything like that. It's creating an experience, and it's getting the knowledge to understand that, you know what, yes, there is a risk, but there is also a risk in doing absolutely nothing. Well, how do I take away this fear? Well, the answer, get educated, get some knowledge, get around other people where this is just a normal process for them, and start creating some experiences in your life where you can see that you can invest and not lose money, and that you can start building the momentum towards taking control of your financial life once and for all, finally, and start moving towards your very own financial freedom. So that's it today, guys. That's the Ask Todd video. How do you get over this fear of losing money? And we covered it, right? And number one is that you want to get educated. You want to start creating a new level of knowledge. Number two is that you want to find out, okay, well, once and for all, where did I get this belief system that I'm going to always be losing money in investing, and that money is a scarce resource? Number three is that you want to start getting around other people where investing and creating wealth and moving towards your very own financial freedom is what is normal, so it becomes normal for you. And number four is that you want to start creating some experiences in your life, getting those small wins so you can start moving towards your very own financial freedom. I'd love to understand how this shows up in your life, so make sure that you comment on the video, that you like it, and put in there, and come and connect with me, guys, on Facebook and learn more around moving towards your very own financial freedom so that you can live a life unlimited by income. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video.